What's up guys, this is Whiteout and I'm going to be showing you my new deck profile for Insects post Photon Hypernova. So I've been working on this deck for the past couple weeks on and off, and I've come up with a really cool combo and I've designed the deck around doing that specific combo. So I'm going to show you the profile and then I'm going to show you the combo, and hopefully it will be able to pick you up some games at your locals. Alright. So starting off, the heart and soul of the deck, triple copies of Resonance Insect. So Resonance Insect is crazy. It's a non-once per turn search and Foolish Burial. If it's sent from field to grave, you get to add a level 5 or higher insect. If it's banished, you get to send an insect from deck to grave. Neither of those effects are once per turn, or once per chain, or once per anything, and we can access this card a million different ways. Next, we have 3 copies of Dragon Bite. This is our other normal summon for the deck. It'll make sense when we go into the combo why I'm playing 3 of this, but whenever this card's normal summoned, you can special summon any level 4 or lower insect from your hand. It doesn't negate the effects, so if you summon another monster with a on-summon effect, like a Scout Buggy, it does still get its effect. Usually you're going to use this to summon your Resonance Insect, but I'll show you that whenever we get to the combo. It has another effect where you can banish an insect from the grave or from your hand to target another insect and increase that monster's level by that. We rarely use that, but sometimes it could come up, especially if you're playing a Battle Wasp package with level 1 monsters. That could definitely come up a lot more often. Next, we have 3 copies of the best extender, B-Trooper Scale Bomber. So anytime an insect monster is summoned, you can activate its effect in the hand to special summon itself, and then while it's on the field, it's basically a ghost ogre. You can tribute itself or any other insect monster you control to destroy the monster that activated its effect. So really great card. Also being level 3 is relevant, and if you play Small World, this is one of the best bridge cards. So love this one. Next, we have 2 copies of B-Trooper Scout Buggy. So the only reason I'm playing this card is to make Cicada King. It's part of the setup combo for Scary Moth. If you're not wanting to play the Cicada King, I would not play this card because it does have the restriction of if it's on the field, you can only summon insect monsters, and that can be difficult to navigate if you're not about to just overlay both of them into a rank 3 immediately. So 2 copies of Scout Buggy is necessary for the combo, but if you're not doing this combo, I wouldn't play them. Next, we have 2 copies of B-Trooper Sting Lancer. This card is fantastic. It's an extender. If your opponent hand traps you, it can target a monster in your graveyard or a monster in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle both targets back into the deck, and summon itself. And then whenever it's normal or special summoned, you can add a B-Trooper spell or trap. We have a couple of those. One of them is integral to the combo, so normally we are going to be summoning this card off of Atlas. Although if your opponent hand traps you, we don't have to do that anymore, and it makes the combo a little bit easier, so sometimes you actually kind of want to get hand trapped. Next, we have 2 copies of Retaliating Sea. You need at least 1 of these to do the combo, but I like playing it at 2 because it's also a decent normal summon, and we have to worry about cards being banished off the top of our deck right now, and we don't want this to be completely removed from the deck, so that we can still do our combo off of just 2 cards. So if this is sent from the field to the grave, it searches your Resonance Insect, and then it's also a hand trap, sort of, depending on what deck you're playing against. If a spell card's activated that includes an effect that summons a monster, so Adventure Engine usually, you can special this card from your hand, and then if it was special summoned that way, it's a Macrocosmos. So pretty cool, but not worth running 3 of, I don't think, but definitely a good include for the deck. Next, we have 1 copy of Gokipole, and to pair with it, 1 copy of Killer Needle. So Gokipole, if it's sent to the graveyard, can add any level 4 insect from your deck to the hand, and if you add the normal monster with it, you can special summon it, and then you can optionally non-targeting destroy a card on the field that has equal or higher attack than the monster you summoned. So Killer Needle has the lowest attack that is a target for this, which is why I'm playing it. There's another target that has the same attack. I just like Killer Needle because he was in Kaiba's briefcase. But you can use this to search any other level 4, which usually we're doing, but if you want to search the Killer Needle and Special Summon as a going second play is really strong. It immediately contests a Zeus. If you send Goki Pull to the graveyard, they have to use it then or lose it. So it's pretty fantastic for that. So next we have our high level insects, starting off with Doomdozer. This is a level 8 that you can special summon by banishing two insect monsters from your graveyard. It's a summon condition, not an activated effect, so it happens before they can respond to it, which is really nice. This is one of the integral pieces of our combo. You absolutely have to play one of this guy, and he's actually really fantastic for the banishing aspect of his summon. So even if you didn't have to, you probably still want to. Next we have one B-Trooper Mighty Neptune. This is our recursion engine, so we banish a whole bunch of bugs during our turn. This guy can special summon himself from the hand by shuffling back 3 of your insects into the main deck. This is also a summon condition, not an activated effect, so you get to recycle your stuff no matter what, and they can't negate that part of the effect. Also, if it's on the field and is destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effect, it will immediately summon itself back once per turn. And then also, while it's on the field during the end phase, it can target a monster you control and make that monster gain 1,000 attack permanently. We use that trigger to have something to respond to with Cicada King that doesn't necessarily matter, because even if we negate his on-field effects, he'll still have that floating effect. So we can negate his effects with Cicada King to trigger his other effect and summon our Scary Moth for the combo. Next we have one of the new cards, Queen Butterfly Danaus. This is another level 8. If it's normal summoned on the field, it has a quick effect that you can target up to 3 level 4 lower insects in your graveyard and special summon all 3 of them by changing this card's attack to 0. It's really, really awesome. So we built our combo around using this card. Summoning 3 insect monsters from the graveyard can get you so far, and the fact that it's a quick effect means that, like, if it gets hand trapped in a world where you don't activate it first and they try to imperm it, you can chain it in response. There have been times when it being a quick effect has come up, like it gets negated and you wait for your opponent's turn to use it. If it doesn't go down to 0, it doesn't lose its ability to use that quick effect. But yeah, incredible card, crazy for the combos. And our last insect monster, we have Scary Moth himself. This is Winda in the form of a bug. 1800 attack, 2300 defense, so it's not too shabby. We put it in defense. It's a little bit bigger than the Winda. It does not have the protection effect, but it does have the effect that each player can only special summon once per turn. We're turboing this out with our 2-card combo, using Cicada King to special this from the hand or from the graveyard. Next we have a couple B-Trooper spells. We play 1 Formation, 1 Descent, and 1 Fly and Sting. So Formation is our primary way of getting Scout Buggy out to make our Cicada King. It's usually integral for the combo, but if our opponent hand traps us and we had that Sting Lancer, we could grab one of the other 2 instead and summon the Scout Buggy off of Atlas effect. So it does come up to have other targets, especially the Fly and Sting, which is a counter trap that negates monster effects if you control a B-Trooper. Not only that, but if it's in the graveyard while you control a 3000 attack point or higher insect monster during the end phase and you haven't used its other effect that turn, you can set it back to the field by banishing an insect. So it always will be coming back if you didn't use its first effect that turn. Descent is a spell card that can summon a token to the field as an extender, but if you control a 3000 attack point or higher insect monster, it can also non-targeting destroy a spell or trap, which is really important to have a searchable way to interact with spell traps, as the deck is not known for doing that normally. So next we have a Punk engine. So starting off with No Punk Xiamen. Xiamen is your searcher for the engine. You pay 600 and add another Punk monster from deck to hand. We have No Punk Deer Note, which is our target for our No Punk Foxy Tune. So Foxy Tune can discard a card, include itself and another card, to special summon another Punk from the deck, either Xiamen or Deer Note, usually going to be Deer Note. As the combo goes, we summon Xiamen, add Foxy Tune, summon Deer Note, and then we have a level 3 tuner and a level 5 non-tuner that we can make into a Synchro 8, which is the starter for our plays. To supplement our P.U.N.K engine, we have 3 copies of Emergency Teleport. This will summon our Xiamen from the deck on a quick play spell that is not once per turn. So if we open one or multiple of this, we are insulated from hand traps. But if we open this plus any of our level 4 monsters, that is our full combo to set up the full board with Scary Moth and Savage Dragon and some other things that we'll get to in the combo. So that's the P.U.N.K engine. Next we have a few staple cards. Starting off with our hand traps, we have 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Infinite Impermanence, 2 Effect Veiler, and 2 Nibiru. This is as many hand traps as I could pack into the deck comfortably without sacrificing any more engine than I already did. These are the ones that I feel are the most impactful in the current metagame right now, stopping Kashtira and things like that, with Nibiru and Imperm being like the bane of that deck's existence, and then just being generically good hand traps in general. This puts us to 39, with my 40th card being a Harpy's Feather Duster. Since our deck lacks ways to deal with spells and traps normally with the main engine, I like to make Duster my 40th card, because Floodgates can really kill us. That's it for the main deck. Let's get into the extra. We'll start off with our insect monsters. We have 2 copies of Bee Trooper Armor Horn. As a link to with 2 insect monsters. It can activate an effect to grant you an extra normal summon of an insect immediately after it resolves. It also has an effect to banish 3 insect monsters from the graveyard to special summon itself from the graveyard, but it'll be banished when it leaves the field. This is really important to the combo. You can get away with playing 1 of them, but I like to play 2, especially right now with Diablosis running around in the game. Then we have 2 copies of Insector Picofalena. This is how we get our Resonance Insect from the deck on summon. This can discard a card from your hand to equip a insect monster from your deck onto another insect monster that you control that is not Picofalena. This can set you up for your fusion play that I'll get into in a second, and that allows you to combo into your Resonance or your Retaliating Sea without having to access them in your opening hand. Also has an effect that you can target 3 insect monsters in your graveyard and shuffle them into the deck to draw a card. This includes extra deck monsters, so as long as you have 2 copies of this card, you can infinitely recycle your monsters from the graveyard. Next, we have 1 Seraphim Papillion. This is mostly just to be a generic Link 3 that is an insect. It's 2+ monsters with different names, so we can turn any monsters into insects that we can then go into our Link 4 insect. But it also has an effect that is relevant to the end board if you don't open your P.U.N.K engine or don't see your synchro plays to the old end board that we used to do. So when it's summoned, you can place counters on it equal to the number of insects used for its material. At least 1 is going to be used, but if you're going for that play, you can do Armor Horn plus another 1 to make it have 2 counters. It gains 300 attack for each counter, or 200 attack for each counter placed on it. And as a quick effect, you can remove 1 counter and special summon a level 4, I believe. Yes, level 4 or lower insect from your graveyard. You can use this to summon a Battle Wasp Sting the Poison to get an extra interruption and a search. You can summon Gogi Pole with this to have a response if it gets destroyed, or if it gets tributed by Scale Bomber, which is a really neat interaction that you can do. So this card is really fantastic. Also, this is how we get into access code with a Link 3 as material. Our last insect Link monster, Giant Bee Trooper Invincible Atlas. So this guy is a tower. He cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and he is a 3,000 attack point body. made with 2+ insect monsters. He also has 2 effects. You can only activate one of them per turn, and they both require you to tribute an insect monster on your field to activate them. So when you tribute that monster, you can either special summon a V-Trooper monster from your deck on your setup turn, or if you're going second, you need to clear a big guy, you can make this card gain 2,000 attack until the end of the turn. So yeah, this is always going to be on your end board. The only downside of it is while he's face up on the field, he locks you into only summoning insects. We have ways to circumnavigate that during the combo, and he can tribute himself. If you want to go into an access code talker, you can just shuffle him back with your P.U.N.K and make him later. That does come up, but yeah, at least one of these, sometimes 2. I used to be on 2, but now extra deck space is getting a little tight. Then we have a couple non-link bugs. First off, one of our new cards, Ultimate Great Insect. So this is a fusion that you can make without polymerization by sending a insect monster you control with 2,000 or more defense that is equipped with an insect monster to the graveyard. So the fact that we can make this without a fusion allows us access to some more combo plays with Cross Sheep, and lets us tag out our monster that's equipped with a resonance insect to immediately send it and get that search. It also has an effect that during the battle phase, if it's on the field, you can quick effect destroy all monsters your opponent controls. That almost never comes up, but if this does for some reason end up staying on the field or being brought back via like a Cicada King, you can use that effect during the battle phase to Regeki your opponent. And then our last our last couple of insects, Cicada King. Cicada King is a monster negate. If a monster on the field activates, you can detach one, negate all of its effects, so skill drain it, and it's a permanent negation. And then if you do, change a monster that you control's battle position, or make it gain 2,000, or make it gain 500 defense. So you can either change his own battle position, which will trigger his other effect to special summon a monster from your hand or from the graveyard, or you can boost the defense of your Scary Moth that you already control by 500, putting it up at 28, which is really tough to get over. And then our actual last insect, one of our new monsters, is Dioblantis, the Menacing Mantis. This is a level 8 synchro monster that can be made generically. If it's synchro summoned, you can send an insect or plant from deck to the graveyard. We use this to send our Goki Pole and add our level 4 that we didn't open. So either our Dragonbite or our Resonance Insect. And then it has a secondary effect where you can target an insect or plant monster that you control, and then for the rest of the turn that monster is a tuner, which can be used to have emergency tuners if something gets interrupted, something gets removed, or your combo doesn't go the way you intended. So yeah, really, really incredible piece of support, and this is the entire reason we play the P.U.N.K engine. Next we have another piece of new support, a plant monster in a Synchro 7, Circle of the Fairies. So this is also a generic synchro, and it says during the main phase you can normal summon an insect or a plant monster in addition to your normal summoner set. This is our way of summoning Queen Butterfly Denouse normally. It has a second effect that is more relevant to plant monsters with life points and whatnot, but that effect is never going to be relevant in our deck. And we play a third synchro monster in Borreload Savage Dragon. This is a boss monster that we end up making with our Dragonbite and Resonance Insect during the combo. 3,000 attack points that gains attack of the monster that you equipped onto it, or gains half of it at least, and then places counters equal to the Link monster's rating that you equipped to it, and can remove those counters to negate any effect, any card activation or effect. Next we have a couple links for utility and combo. First off, we have Cross Sheep. This is a part of our combo since we have the new fusion monster that we can tag into. This allows us to summon back our Resonance Insect and get even more value out of it than we were already getting. We have Salamangreat Almirage, because Goki Pole and Resonance Insect are both 1,000 attack point monsters that we normal summon. If you are in a pinch and that's all you have, you can link those off into Almirage to send them to the graveyard to get the search, and then extend from there. We have a the Wind Charmer, because we play a lot of wind monsters in the deck, and we can make this very easily to steal maybe a Fenrir or a Griffin from our opponent. There are a lot of wind monsters in the metagame right now, so our targets are pretty live. We can steal that and then use it to sync or link climb up into our last card in the extra deck, Access Code Talker. Access Code is a fantastic finisher if you play link monsters, so an auto include in the deck. That's it for the profile, so let's get into the combo. Alright, so for this combo, you'll need to open Emergency Teleport and either Dragon Bite or Resonance Insect. Whichever one you don't open, you're going to search through your combo. This combo also requires 2 cards to discard, so I'm just going to be throwing in a Feather Duster and an Abiru as discard fodder. So we'll start off by activating our Emergency Teleport and summoning a No-Punk Xiamen. Xiamen will allow us to search for a No-Punk Foxy Tune, and then we can use No-Punk Foxy Tune, discarding itself and one of our discards, to summon Dear Note. After this, we can Synchro Summon for 8 into Dioblantis, the Menacing Mantis. We'll activate Chainlink 1 Dioblantis to send an insect monster from deck to grave, Chainlink 2 Dear Note to special summon back No-Punk Xiamen. We'll send our Gokipole to the graveyard, and then activate its effect to add our Resonance Insect, or if you've opened Resonance Insect, you would add the Dragon Bite. Next, we'll normal summon the Dragon Bite and use its effect to special summon Resonance Insect. And then we'll Synchro for 7 using Resonance Insect and Xiamen into Circle of the Fairies. When Resonance Insect is sent, we'll use its effect to add Queen Butterfly Denouse. Now we'll use our additional normal summon from Circle of the Fairies to normal summon Denouse, Distributing Circle, and Dragon Bite. Now Queen Butterfly Denouse can target Dragon Bite, Resonance Insect, and Gokipole in the graveyard to special summon all 3. And then we can link 2 using Resonance and Gokipole. Summon our P.U.N.K, and we'll use its effect, discarding our other card, targeting Dioblantis to equip it with a Retaliating Sea, and we will chain our Resonance Insect to add Doom Dozer to hand. Next, we'll use our Queen Butterfly Denouse and P.U.N.K to link summon Cross Sheep. Now we'll fusion summon our Ultimate Great Insect by sending Dioblantis, which is equipped with Retaliating Sea, to the graveyard. We'll activate Chainlink 1 Retaliating Sea to add, and Cross Sheep as Chainlink 2 to special summon back our Resonance Insect. And then with Retaliating Sea, we will search a second copy of Resonance Insect. Now we'll Synchro Summon for 8 using Dragon Bite and Rezo into Borreload Savage Dragon. We'll activate Resonance Insect and Savage Dragon in chain. Savage Dragon will equip an Inzektor P.U.N.K and gain 2 counters. And Resonance Insect will add our Mighty Neptune. Next, we will banish Resonance Insect and Retaliating Sea to special summon the Doom Dozer from our hand. Resonance Insect will allow us to send a insect from deck to grave, so we'll send our Scout Buggy. Next, we'll link 2 insect monsters to summon Armorhorn. And we'll use Armorhorn's additional normal summon to normal summon Resonance Insect. Next, we'll link Cross Sheep and Resonance Insect for Seraphim Papillion. This will trigger Resonance Insect's effect to add another level 5 or higher. So we will add a Sting Lancer. This is no longer necessary to the combo, this is just a hand trap for later. Now we can link 4 into our Invincible Atlas. And we'll activate Armorhorn's effect, banishing 3 from the graveyard, including our Resonance Insect and any 2 monsters that you want to shuffle back into the deck. So I will pick our Dragonbite and our Doomdozer. Armorhorn will summon itself, and Resonance Insect will activate to send our Scary Moth from deck to grave. We can tribute the Armorhorn with Atlas's effect to special summon our other copy of Sting Lancer. And Sting Lancer will add us a copy of Bee Trooper Formation. And then we can activate Formation and use Formation's effect to special summon Scout Buggy from the graveyard. Scout Buggy will activate to summon another copy of Scout Buggy. We'll overlay a Cicada King in attack position. And then by shuffling back 3 of our banished monsters, I like to include the Doomdozer because it's another target that we can search with Resonance Insects later. We'll summon the Mighty Neptune. And then we'll move to our end phase, and during the end phase, Neptune will attempt to activate, which we negate with Cicada King, and then we'll use his effect to change battle positions. And then when his battle position is changed, we can special summon the Scary Moth from the graveyard. So we're ending with 2 Omni Negates, a Monster Negate, a monster that cannot be targeted or destroyed and has 3000 attack, a 300 monster that can floodgates each player into only summoning once, a monster that if it's destroyed by or banished by a card effect will summon itself back, a hand trap searched that shuffles a monster from the graveyard back into the deck if we happen to open up a zone on our field, and a field spell that if any of our cards are destroyed we can summon a token, and then on follow-up can special summon monsters from our graveyard. Yeah, absolutely insane board for what Bee Trooper has been able to do in the past on just a 2-card combo as long as you have some cards to discard. This is the key combo that I've been building this deck around, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you pilot this to success at your own locals. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed watching, and have a good day.